Okay, bro. So you mentioned something about Sufi mentor,
Yes.
right? So 2019, right?
Yes, correct.
Sorry,
So
continue.
I trained under my Sufi mentors for about 9-10 years
Mhm.
till 2019. So
Mhm.
2019 was the final year of training with them.
Okay.
And we actually went to a client's house in the western part of Singapore.
Mhm.
So the client was actually a perfume, a attar seller.
Oh, okay.
Like attar,
Mm-hmm.
gaharu, egarwood seller. So he and his partner, the backstory was he and his partner went to some part of Indonesia
Mhm.
to do some prayers for the business.
Okay.
So after that, the healer in Indonesia gave them a bundle and then told him, you go back home and then you put it.
A what? Sorry, a bundle.
A bundle, yeah.
Okay,
A
okay.
bundle, a cloth bundle
Okay.
with wood and all that things. Like wood and herbs and all that. And say you go back home and put it in the cupboard where you keep your money.
Okay.
So after that, the next few months, his whole demeanor, his whole characteristic just changed. So he lost like half his body weight. At night, he will talk to himself. He can't control his bowels, his urine, he can't control.
Okay.
And then he will always say there's something in the house, something in the toilet. And then sometimes he will just sing in like a female voice. So he was getting possessed also.
Okay.
Maybe drugs ஏதாச்சும் எடுத்துட்டு
Day. Interesting about
Okay.
sorry.
No problem.
Oh, I got getting goosebumps already, bro.
So
இல்ல எனக்கும் வருது அதான்.
So usually before we go to any client's house, I will tell the client to actually bring the person who's affected to a doctor, specialist, clear all the medical, clear all the blood tests, clear everything.
Mhm.
Everything normal, then you call us.
Okay.
So everything was normal.
Okay.
So then we knew it was more of an energetic problem. It was more of a spiritual problem.
Okay.
So when we entered the house, my mentors told me to assess. So most of the cases, I was one who was like leading the healing process.
Okay.
Because they're training me, right? So I'm the one who's like leading the investigation and all that.
Uh-huh.
So when I entered the house, they had a cat.
Okay.
I saw the bundle. When I went to the house, I already asked them, open the cupboard, show me the bundle.
Okay.
So you already knew before.
When I entered the house, I know the bundle is there.
Bro,
Okay.
did you do the reaction, the Chandramukhi, you know, Samyar goes inside the room, then
இங்க ஏதோ இருக்கு.
Normally before you step in already, you know is you have. So
Hearing
bro. You last warning.
I just want to know whether
Last
got
warning,
that
bro.
effect, no, bro.
So after that, the entity from the bundle was actually a jinn.
Jinna?
Yeah. So not the alcohol jinn.
இல்ல.
ஜின்னா இல்ல.
Jinna உங்க பாப்பா bro.
Jinna is actually his father's name.
Oh, okay. Sorry, uncle.
Okay.
என்னதுக்கு தான் இவ்வளவு நிறைய ஸ்கேரி ட்ராக் நான் வச்சிருக்கேன். ஸ்கேரியாவே இருக்க மாட்டேங்குது இந்த பாட்காஸ்ட். சரி சொல்லுங்க bro.
So after that, the jinn from the bundle is actually a shape-shifting jinn.
Mhm.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
For the listeners,
What is jinn?
what is
Okay,
genie?
so a
Sorry,
jinn in English is actually called a genie.
Genie.
Yeah, and also you can use it. They can help you for good things and bad things. And correct me if I'm wrong. They are made out of fire.
Yes.
Yeah. So people use this jinns. So they are like masters of the jinn, and then they can use the jinn to like do whatever they want for their calling lah.
Yes.
So the partner actually got the healer to attach a jinn to the bundle and then come back home. The jinn attached itself into the cat in the house. Puna the jinn.
Wow.
So my job is to remove the jinn from the cat.
Okay.
So I have to call my walis
Yeah.
to remove the jinn. So wali is like a guide or a spiritual advisor for viewers who don't know. So I have a lot of guides. So I had to call one of the guys to remove the jinn.
Okay.
So the moment I removed the room, there's only one cat. But to my eyes, when I touched the jinn in the cat, the whole room, the whole house had 100 cats. Imagine now we're in this room, right? This whole room is filled with cats.
Bro.
But it's all that means that the jinn multiplied and duplicated itself, so that I don't know which one to catch.
Which is something that you saw.
Yeah, with
in
my
your
eyes. Yeah. So I'm like, what the hell is this? I never see this thing in my life before. Because normally is நம்ம வந்து வீட்டுக்கு போவோம், அதை பார்ப்போம், ஜின்னை பார்ப்போம், பிடிப்போம், அதுக்கப்புறம் போய் பிராத்தா சாப்பிடுவோம்.
Okay, bro, sorry. So நீங்க சொல்றீங்களா you saw hundreds of cats.
Yeah.
The house people
They cannot see.
but they were there also.
Yeah, they were there.
And then
And the uncle was possessed.
so the uncle was possessed.
Yeah.
Anyone else there?
His wife and the maid, if I'm not wrong, and my 2 mentors.
Okay, so in their eyes they can only
They
see
can only
one
see
cat.
one cat, one uncle, one me, and 2 mentors.
Okay.
But your mentors saw what you saw as well, or it was just you alone?
I would say my mentors saw, but I cannot confirm whether they saw or they never see, because they never give the expression like me.
So
So I
what
was
was what was your first institution, or let's say your instinct?
What to do?
Yeah.
So I knew this is a duplicating one, so you have to approach the case differently.
Oh, this one like the the Robo movie. Suddenly from hundreds of-
Yeah. So I was like, what do I do now?
Okay.
So we started the case after Margaret, which is like 7 after sunset.
Okay.
We finished the case at Subo, which is at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh. Tahajud lah bro.
So I really had to say, no one was praying tahajjud at that time.
Okay.
So I had to really sit down in the house and really energetically work the space multi-dimensionally.
Is this where the Doctor Strange thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is a lot of, you have to really put yourself into the world, the perspective of the jinn. And the jinn mustn't know that you are having that perspective.
Oh.
So jinns naturally know that they can trick you, but you have to now trick the jinn to know that what
You
is
are
what
one of
it's
them.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of them.
So did you like actually directly talk to the jinn?
Yeah.
ஜின்ட்ட பேசுனீங்க? எந்த மொழியில பேசுனீங்க bro?
They understand all language. Right?
Sorry.
Okay, bro, you say that you.
என்ன பேசுனீங்க bro? என்ன பேசுனீங்க?
So when I look at it, the first thing when we usually talk to entities is we are very kind. We say, I understand that your master sent you here, da 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 da. But the thing is, what you are doing is according to divine law is wrong. He already has suffered enough. Why don't you just leave? We will make sure your master don't harm you.
Okay.
We will break that connection for you.
Okay.
And then after that, you continue your own spiritual path.
So that means you take out the jinn from that affected person. You let it roam free, or
You let it roam free with the trust that it keeps its promise. Because sometimes jinns don't keep promise also.
Like human lah bro.
Yeah, they are like humans.
Okay, so in this case you actually, isn't it something that is more risky right now? Like it's locked somewhere.
It's more like negotiating with it. Yeah.
So you're always striking a deal with a jinn
Yeah.
when you are trying to
Yeah.
close the case.
Yes. So sometimes you will say like you want certain things or one certain.
Has there been any situation where your life was a part of the deal of the jinn that you want me to leave? I need your soul.
இப்போ நீங்கள் வந்து அந்த ஜின்னிட்ட கேட்குறீங்க, உனக்கு என்ன கொடுத்தா நீ வந்து
வெளியாவ,
இங்கேருந்து நீ வெளியாவ அப்படின்னு.
எனக்கு ஆரவல்லி கொடு இல்லை அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாச்சும் கேட்டிருக்காங்க?
ஆறு இல்லையா?
ஆயிரவல்லி மாடுலேஷன்
எனக்கு 6 வெள்ளி கொடு. ஸோ இல்லை எப்பயாச்சும் ஜின் வந்து கேட்டிருக்கா அந்த மாதிரி நீ உன் உயிரை கொடு அப்படி?
Never.
இல்லை.
Because jinns are smart.
ஆமாம், உங்கள் உயிரை வச்சு அது என்ன
So they know who to mess with, who not to mess with. Yeah. So if you're vibrating at a high frequency, the jinn will know this guy is serious. Yeah.
Play.
Yeah.
Vibrating na?
The frequency.
energy frequency.
Energy frequency.
Okay bro, I track back to the cat jinn.
Can.
Okay. sorry. Okay, so I've seen people speak to someone who's possessed or someone who has jinn in their body. So அவங்க பேசுறாங்கல, the jinn will respond through the human form.
Correct.
So when you talk to the cat, was the cat talking back to you?
When I talk to the cat, the uncle will respond.
Okay. So
But you talk meow to the cat or?
No. How I talk is you usually close your eyes because you're in a different dimension. You don't need to like
Okay.
talk like if you're the cat, right? I don't talk to you like
Meow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just close my eyes and the communication just happens.
So it's not verbal.
It's non-verbal, yes. It's only verbal when the uncle talk and then I respond back to the uncle. Because then the family members will be wondering why I'm not answering back to him. Yeah. So you have to have that human touch still. Yeah, so that's
உங்களுக்கு என்னமோ பிரச்சனை அவங்க நினைச்சுக்குவாங்க.
Yeah.
இப்போ உங்களை ஓதி sorry okay. So இதை தவிர்த்து வேற எங்கேயாச்சும் like how to say
more cases,
more serious case like
have people like you go and heal bro, you go and heal a case and then the master find out who was the healer and then that fella directly attack you.
But down every week will happen.
Allahumma. Then how do you like have this thing called the paga thing?
Yeah, you have in my house or my own body. My own body already will have like 72 paga.
72 paga, bro.
111 paga. You will because not only Sufi practice, right? When you do other practices, tantra, that kind of practices also, you compartmentalize your body. So if something come and hit you, it just gets stuck until here. Something come and hit you, it gets stuck until here. Then after you remove. Like when you shower or when you're meditating or when you're healing yourself. Or sometimes you can use like sambrani or attar, those kind of things, and also do the healing for yourself.
Wow. இதை தவிர்த்து வேற கொடூரமான பேய் கூட வந்து நீங்க எப்பயாச்சும் என்கவுண்டர் பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா? 1-to-1 அதாவது
1-to-1 is always in training.
Not
training.
With ghosts.
Fight.
That means when they train you, they call
so when training time, what we'll do is let's say in like Malaysia, Singapore, certain places, you go to the Kade, you go to those waterfall areas, you go to the cremation grounds, cemetery, you sit down, they will draw one circle around you.
Okay.
So you have to sit down there for a few hours. You have to sit down for a few hours. The entities will come. How are you dealing with the entities? That is the training.
But you'll be there alone.
You'll be there alone, and first few times, your guides will be there. You can use divine energy. The next few times, it's just your own energy. How do you deal with it?
How do you deal with it?
Yeah, how do you deal with it means how you protect yourself with it, like how you communicate with it, how you make sure it doesn't attack you.
நான் கேக்குறேன், how do you deal with it?
I dealt with it, that's why I'm here lah. How? Because we have meditation techniques, we have mantras, we have prayer words, we have our own energy. So it's basically how are you projecting your light within yourself so things don't come near you. And even if things come near you, how do you talk to it and liberate it?
Okay.
So
and send it on its path.
There wasn't any like violent one like chicken, why you look at me, you want to fight, is it? Like the
It's not like that. A lot will come to just like disturb you, to see what you're doing there.
But have you ever like asked any of these unseen ghosts?
Yeah.
I don't know how to put entity, okay?
Yeah.
That what is the reason that they are coming to actually disturb us? Is it in our human world, whatever that we are doing activities, is it disturbing them?
Okay, the first thing first, when you go there, you're invading their space.
Okay.
Second thing is a very long topic, but to put it short, you and the entity may have some karmic connections for you to encounter it in this life. Yeah. So that's why it's coming back to disturb you. Which is why you're in that situation.
Okay.
Whether it's a client getting possessed or disturbed or anything like that, or whether you are there for training but still is that specific entity coming to you, is because you and it has some kind of soul contract. This topic I can talk for 2-3 hours, but we're not going there today.
Okay.
The third thing is, this is in controlled training settings. When you are able to control entities, you can send entities to people. At the same time, your teachers can also send entities to you to train. So it's like, those police training, suddenly the dummy will come here, the dummy will come there. So they are dummy entities. So these are the 3 reasons. Yeah.
Okay, bro. நான் கேக்குறது ஒன்று இருக்கு. Is it safe to say that at the moment you are considered fearless with these entities? Or do they still strike some sense of fear?
I would say that it is more on 8 out of 10 times there's no fear. But if sometimes like jump scare, then the fear will be there for that 1 second. Then the next moment I'll be back to my centered.
Then you must wear the
State.
no fear shirt.
அது வந்து 90s நீங்க வயசானவங்க தான்.
Alamak, மாட்டிக்கிட்டேன். Buta.com this one.
Sound.
இல்ல நான் முதல்ல 555 சொல்லிட்டு யோசிச்சேன். ஐயோ ஏன்டா சொன்ன கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவானுங்க. இப்போ இவரு பூத்தா. Okay bro, before we end the podcast, you said you want to share you wanted to share something about thing. I mean,
Yeah, correct.
Yoga, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, அதை பத்தி கொஞ்சம் சொல்லுங்க bro.
So I think what I want to say is a lot of people be wondering whether they can develop these abilities or these kind of gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to say is, as human beings, all of us have the potential to develop this kind of psychic abilities or extra sensory perception. So for people who want to do that, you can just start by sitting down, meditate, just be in silence. Because right now, our body, our environment is like a radio with a lot of static. So when you sit more in silence, and after you sit in silence, you can tune yourself to whatever frequency or who you want to communicate with or what you want to see. So the more you practice that, your intuition will sharpen.
இது யார் வேணாலும் செய்யலாம்.
Everybody can do.
Okay.
It's a very simple practice.
Okay.
Then the divine will slowly open up who you meet, who will train you, that kind of things. So you just sit down, and then when you're out in the world, you must have that awareness. So don't just go about the world using your handphone blindly. When you walk, see how the wind is communicating with you, how people's energies are communicating with you.
Don't be self-centered lah. Are you trying to say that?
Basically, you must see how things around you are interacting with you. And then let's say you have a problem. Let's say you have a work problem you cannot solve.
Okay.
Sit down in silence, think of the problem, and then when you go out into the world again, observe everything that's happening to you. And then you realize the solution is there. It will just come. And then you can look out for these things called synchronicities. Like repeating numbers.
Okay. அது அப்படி சொல்லிருக்கலாம்.
All these things.
பெரிய பெரிய வார்த்தை யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. Okay,
So you can look out for all these things.
Okay.
The one thing that I want to tell people is there's this book that I always tell people you should read it. So it's this book called The Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramhansa Yogananda. So he left his physical body in 1952. I don't know if our Tamil viewers, for those who watch Baba, the Rajinikanth movie.
Yes.
So he is the guru of Rajinikanth in the Mahavatar Babaji lineage, and he's also my guru.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Autobiography for Yogi is a very powerful book. If you can get the original version, the 1946 version is blue color. The cover is blue color. You can still get it. It is unedited. That means what he wrote, no one edited the words from it. So his vibrations is there.
Okay.
And it is a book that Steve Jobs used to read once a year.
Oh.
Steve Jobs?
Yes.
Okay.
And when Steve Jobs passed away at his funeral, everybody got a copy of that book.
Oh.
So no matter where you come from, what your roots are, I always tell people, read that book. It will open up things that you didn't know that you can do. The second thing is whatever lineage or ancestry or religion that you come from, study that first and understand it first. And then you will realize that when it compares to all the faiths in the world, everything is just similar. Everything is very similar. Because right now what we are doing is we are focusing too much on differences. So once we start focusing on similarities, healing naturally happens. Yeah.
That was, I'm sorry to say, effing beautiful, bro. Like what you said. We are அந்த டிஃபரன்சஸை மட்டும் தான் நம்ம கவனிக்கிறோம். நமக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஒத்துமையை வந்து நம்ம பார்க்கறதே இல்லை. இதுக்காகலாம்.
Own self give own self.
It was very, very